Hey everyone, I finally, after ordering the Nuke the Mid-Year sale at the mid-year in June, in late August, I finally got my Severin order, where, it's taken a little while. So far, the reason this seems to have taken a while is because I ordered one movie that took a long time to get back from the manufacturer, and because I ordered a bundle that had a book, and the book had to ship from Europe, and apparently some of those copies got dent and bruised, and some of them got humidity damaged. Judging by the size and the weight of this box, I think the book is in here. So we'll find out. I did cut open the lid already, so we'll dig in and have the packing peanuts, and we'll see what we got in this magical mystery box. And as we open, we have the infamous and dreaded packing peanuts that Severin always generously puts in because they don't trust those little air potty things or just normal, bubble wrap. So let's see. Starting at the top is the movie that delayed everything, and that is... and I got 2 red Intervision stickers, by the way. They always put in the free stickers. I have so many of these. That is Paul Morrissey's Blood for Dracula, which was also known as Andy Warhol's Dracula, despite the fact that Andy Warhol had nothing to do with it. Just Paul Morrissey was part of his group there. But this is a 4K restoration. It was never been on Blu-ray before this in the US. I believe they only had a Region 1 DVD from Criterion many years ago. And of course, this stars Udo Kier as Dracula. Here he is, pale and grinder-looking. And I've heard from the Blu-ray forum that a handful of people got this without one of the discs in it, so I'm actually going to open the plastic and check. I usually don't open the plastic in these reviews, but I just want to check and make sure everything is up to snuff here. There are also some conspiracy theories, because when the sale first came out, they sent a screener Blu-ray disc to Mondo or something to review, Mondo Macabro or something, and people were complaining that the color timing looked a little off and desaturated, so there was some conspiracy theories that, it took forever because they were redoing the scan or repressing discs or something. But we have this lovely box here. Basically, there's the 4K disc is disc 1, the Blu-ray with some extra features is disc 2, and the CD soundtrack is disc 3. And you got some, this is actually raised, it's a little embossed on the front, so this minimalist white design is very nice. But let me just check and make sure that all of the discs are in here, so I don't have to send an email to Severin that will never be answered. So that's cool. This is the inside of the box. We got a little bit of more retro artwork of here, Udo and the virgins he's trying to feed off of, and then Udo with a woman in a bloody bathtub. And then as we open it, well, the UHD disc is in here. All 3 discs are in here, so I got lucky or regular. And then there's a little card here that has the soundtrack listing and some other artwork. It's a very nice package looking, and I've never seen the movie before, and I know since I'm a halfway subscriber for Vinegar Syndrome, I'll be getting the other movie he made, Paul Morrissey's Flesh for Frankenstein in 3D, later this year as part of the subscription anyway, so now I'll have the 2-pack there. So hopefully it made the 2-month delay in my package worth it. And then one of the older titles that I ordered on a whim because it was super cheap is The Devil's Honey by Lucio Fulchi, which is an erotic thriller from Lucio Fulci. And the only thing I really know about it is that there's a scene in here where a woman is sexually stimulated by a saxophone. So hopefully we'll see how that is. If it's not the Careless Whisper saxophone solo, I don't know what it would be there. I know there's a British Blu-ray from 88 Films that's supposedly a better transfer than this, but this was so cheap, I think it was less than $15 or less than $10 or something, so I couldn't pass up adding it to the order for no additional shipping. And then everything else I bought in here was part of the Marauders bundle, which was some Italian post-apocalyptic stuff that also came with the book. And the book is in here in bubble wrap, and that'll be the last thing I pull out. And supposedly from Michael Keane's video, he did bubble wrap a bunch of these himself, so I don't know if this is Keane wrapped goodness in here, but let's see what order they put these in. First is from the director of Cannibal Holocaust, from Ruggero Deodato, is Raiders of Atlantis. And while I've never seen this movie before, it was featured on Red Letter Media's Best of the Worst, and it looks like a hoot. These post-apocalyptic Italian rip-off movies that are, a little bit of Mad Max, a little bit of Road Warrior, a little bit of Running Man. I'm a big fan of these. There's MST3K has done some. They've been parodied to, and riffed on for whatever. But just film out cheaply in the desert or a ruined, bankrupted city, and we just call it the apocalypse and make our movie. And we don't have to worry about the fact that nuclear fallout would make people sick or anything, or we'll just have mutants or whatever. But I know this one, the Atlanteans are kind of raiding the regular world. They're not going to Atlantis to raid it, but I guess putting the word Raiders in the title makes people think of Indiana Jones, and Italians love titles that confuse people as to what the movie is. So looking forward to this, and I know this has an audio commentary from Brad Henderson of Vinegar Syndrome, who's apparently a huge fan of this movie. So I'm looking forward to listening to that as well. I did hear this disc had some compression artifacts from the scan, but I might not notice them, so who knows, we'll see. And then another Lucio Fulci film, Warriors of the Year 2072, which has quite a few extras on here. And I know this is a little bit more Running Man. I think this is sort of, a sci-fi arena battle that's on film and everything. I believe this and the next one are both kind of more Running Man than they are Mad Max. But yeah, this has Fred Williamson, a bunch of, American stars in it, as well as Italian stars. I'm sure everyone just spoke their own language and they dubbed whatever it needed to be, as was the Italian way. And this one also has the CD soundtrack from Riz Ortolani, and the last name you may remember from Inglourious Bastards, where they name someone Ortolani. I think it's the Brad Pitt character. I think that's his. Yeah, because there's him, there's Dominic DeCoco, and there's Antonio Margheriti. So all of their fake names in Inglourious Bastards are Italian filmmakers. So, yeah, we'll check that out. I do love the somewhat synthy, goblin-esque score that some of these Italian movies have, so I think I'll actually make use of the soundtrack as well. And then the movie that I've heard is the best of the three from the Marauders bundle, and this also has a bonus CD soundtrack, so it's of a limited 2,000 units apparently, is Joe D'Amato's Endgame. And I think this is the most Running Man. This is about, mutant rebels attempting to overthrow a tyrannical government by infiltrating the TV sports. So a little bit of Rollerball, a little bit of Running Man. But yeah, this doesn't have as many features aside from the CD soundtrack. There's only one interview with one of the actors. And then a trailer, but I've heard as far as film quality, this is the best of the three. But I'll check it out and find out for myself, and you can follow me on Letterboxd when I eventually give them star ratings and write mini reviews, and you'll find out what I thought of them. But yeah, I'm looking forward to all of those because I do love my post-apocalyptic stuff. And then we'll see if my book came out in good condition or not. But a French book translated into English, and it is a guide to post-apocalyptic cinema of Europe, I believe, exclusively. And it's wrapped pretty nicely. They taped it, they wrapped it all in the bubble wrap and everything, so that means they do have bubble wrap. They can wrap things, or at least Michael Keane can. I don't know if anybody else at Severin and a house in Arizona did. But we'll also check and see if this one got dinged up or anything. I mean, just from a cursory look, it looks like it came out pretty well. But it's a nice thick coffee table book. It's got some other stuff in here. It's got Escape from New York. It's got some mainstream Hollywood. Well, I mean, I guess Escape from New York was more independent than Hollywood. It wasn't bankrolled by a major studio or anything. But, yeah, just a cursory look at the book. It's not dinged or anything. It's in perfect condition. But After the World Ends, when post-apocalyptic movies were telling the future, put out by Pulse Video Publishing. And, yeah, this is the English translation. It's got a bunch of chunky stuff. It's got some good pictures of the movie posters and stills and lobby card kind of images, and there's a whole, looks like they've broken down some of the highlights of the genre, so you'll also get other viewing recommendations. Death Race 2000 with Paul Bartel, and directed with David Carradine and Sylvester Stallone from Roger Corman. So some of the biggies are in here, as well as some of the, and Rollerball, Mad Max. I mean, some of the major ones, and then some of the minor Italian ripoffs. So this is a good compendium, as well as having all three movies, I believe, that are in the bundle in here as well. It's got interviews, it's got a lot of cool stuff in here, as you can see. So looking forward to diving into this and getting even more Bronx Warriors, even more movie recommendations from it. So, yeah, this book came in good condition, so I apologize. Well, it's not my fault, but I'm sorry. I feel sorry for anyone who did order the book and they have to wait because some of them get damaged on the way from France or wherever they ordered from. But there's some really cool stuff in this book, so looking forward to cracking open this or even following along as Hello Comes to Frogtown, which Vincent put out and was on the Joe Bob Show. It's a fun, so yeah, a lot of good Cyborg, a lot of mainstream ones, a lot of well-known ones, a lot of not-so-well-known ones. It seems like it's a pretty good overall. It's Cafe Flush in here. I think it's a porno. But there's some really good stuff in this book, so looking forward to, yeah, and it came in really good condition. So, you know, while everyone complains about Severin because their website always crashes during sales and they take forever to ship things out, and I know recently they just somehow lost the rights to Drop Dead Fred, even though they were planning to release that in a couple weeks. People shit on them, but I've never personally had a problem with them except for this particular package taking a while. The other times I've bought stuff on sales, it's come within a reasonable time. Once I ordered the movie Skinner, and I ordered the regular edition, but they sent it to me with the slipcover anyway. Slipcover was a little beat up, but I'm not going to complain because I didn't pay for the slipcover, so they just gave it to me for free. So I've never personally had a problem with Severin, but I know other people like to bitch about them. But, I mean, aside from the delay, everything came perfectly, and my order was right. They got everything together. They merged my orders together, even though I ordered both as a guest. I even ordered before the sale technically went live because the website was working, and then it crashed after I ordered my stuff. So I got in there in time and everything, but no, everything worked out. So I'll look forward to adding this to my to-watch pile, which is still full of many Criterion Sale and Vinegar Syndrome package stuff. And yeah, you can follow me on Letterboxd or Twitter and whatnot to know what I thought of them, but cool. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one. Like, subscribe, do all the things. Thanks.